I was born in Washington, D.C. My father was Panamanian, my mother is French. I have lived in Panama most of my life. I studied at RISD graphic design and film. When I came back to Panama in my early 20s, I started oil painting. I was doing a lot of color layering and working with transparency. I began thinking about glass. The color, lines, and glow of the French Art Nouveau vases I had seen as a young girl at the Musée des Arts Décoratifs. I heard about Pilchuck Glass School and went for the first time in 1987. That is when my passion for glass began. During that time, Panama was undergoing a military dictatorship. I was making large, violent paintings of what I felt and saw. My first glass pieces were small, simple, decorative. It made no real sense, but I knew I wanted to pursue this medium. I went many times to Pilchuck during those years. It was my summer vacation. I bought an engraving lathe and eventually a kiln so I could experiment and work in my studio in Panama. My first glass sculptures were influenced by pre-Columbian art. In 1997, I had my first exhibition in New York City with Marianne Martin Fine Art. This was the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. In 2006, I received a fellowship from Creative Glass Center of America. The last summers at Pilchuck, I had been doing a lot of sand castings, and I wanted to develop this technique further. The 3 months at Witten Arts were really a turning point in my career. I made long-lasting friendships and have been able to return as a professional artist when I need to produce larger works. In Panama, I now have 3 relatively large kilns for kiln casting and all the equipment I need for cold working, which is something I really enjoy. I feel that grinding, engraving, and sometimes polishing can change and bring inner light to a sculpture. These past years, I have been wanting to go back to painting. I started with the basics of plein air, a way to exercise the hand-eye coordination. I find that painting is really hard. It seems I can never finish. One thing that has been a constant throughout my life is drawing. I draw to remember. I draw to sketch out an idea. I draw to quench my anxiety. I draw for pure enjoyment. This past year of 2020 has been one of a lot of drawing.